Hello and welcome back to another episode of Art Basics. Today we are continuing with sketching and this is episode 3, Cubes for Beginners. Cubes are one of the most important forms in drawing because so many objects are built from cube-like shapes. Boxes, furniture, buildings, crates, books, rooms, blocks, and even more complex objects later on. Before we move on, if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video and subscribe. It helps me grow the channel a lot and it lets you follow the next lessons in the Art Basics series. So let's get into it. For the first exercise, we are going to draw repeated freehand cubes. The idea is simple. Draw the same cube again and again across the page. Start with one cube, then draw another, then another. Try to keep the size similar and try to keep the angles similar as well. This exercise helps with line control, angle control, and confidence. At the beginning, cubes can feel strange because you are trying to keep several lines working together at the same time. You have vertical lines, diagonal lines, and parallel lines. All of them need to work together for the cube to feel solid. So, the goal here is repetition. The more cubes you draw, the more your hand starts to understand the shape. The second exercise is transparent cube construction. For this one, imagine the cube is made of glass. That means we are going to draw the visible edges first and then we will lightly draw the hidden edges inside the cube. Use softer pencil pressure for the hidden lines. The front edges can be a little clearer and the back edges should be lighter. This exercise is very useful because it helps you understand the full structure of the cube. Instead of only drawing the outside outline, you start thinking about the cube as a full 3D object. This is a front plane, side plane, and top plane, and also back structure that still exists, even when we cannot see it clearly. This is one of the best exercises for learning how to think in form. Exercise number 3 is the cube rotation row. Here we are going to draw cubes facing different directions. Start with a simple square or front-facing cube shape. Then draw another cube that turns slightly to one side, then another one that turns a little more. You can also rotate the cube in different directions, left, right, slightly upward, slightly downward, and tilt it. This exercise helps your eye understand that the object says the same, but the view changes. It also trains your hand to adjust the angles. When the cube turns, the visible planes change. Sometimes you see more of the left side, sometimes you see more of the right side. Sometimes the top plane feels wider. This is a great practice for building spatial awareness. Exercise number 4 is plane division on the cube. For this one, draw a cube first, then divide the visible faces into sections. You can divide a face in half, then into quarters. Try diagonals, then try simple grid lines. This exercise teaches you that each side of the cube is a flat surface or a plane. Once you understand the planes, you can place details on the cube much more easily. For example, if you wanted to draw a box, a crate, a window, a door, or a pattern, those details need to sit properly on the surface. This exercise helps with proportion, spacing, and structure. It also makes the cube feel more real because you are starting to understand the surfaces instead of only the outside shape. Exercise number 5 is the directional line cube. Draw a cube and then fill each visible face with lines. On one face, use vertical lines. On another face, use horizontal lines. On another face, use diagonal lines. Try to make the lines follow the direction of that plane. This exercise is very simple, but it is powerful. It teaches your hand that each side of the cube has its own direction. The top plane moves one way, the side plane moves another way. The front plane has its own direction too. This is useful for sketching because later you add texture or shading, the lines should support the form. If the lines follow the plane, the cube feels more solid. Exercise number 6 is called interlocking and stacked cubes. Now we are going to draw more than one cube together. You can draw two cubes touching, you can draw one cube on top of another, you can draw cubes side by side, you can also draw one cube slightly behind another. This exercise helps with spatial relationships. One cube is already useful, but when you start placing cubes together, you begin to understand depth, overlap, and structure. This is also how many real objects are built. A simple object is often just a few cubes-like form connected together. When you draw stacked or interlocking cubes, pay attention to where the cubes touch. Look at which cube is in front, look at which cube is behind, and keep the angles working together. This exercise is great for training your eye to organize forms on the page. Exercise number 7 is a cube with light and cast shadow. For this exercise, draw one cube. Then choose where the light is coming from. I usually keep it simple and imagine the light coming from the upper left. Now give the cube 3 main values. The lightest side is the side facing the light, the middle side is the mid-tone, and the darkest side is the side facing away from the light. Then add a cast shadow on the ground. This exercise helps you understand that structure and light work together. The lines create the cube, but the shading makes the cube feel more solid. Use light pencil pressure first, build the darker side slowly, keep the top or light side softer. Then darken the shadow side and place the cast shadow next to the cube. This is a great beginner exercise because the cube has clearly flat sides, so it is easier to see where the light and shadow belong. Exercise 8. Wooden crate. For the final exercise, we are going to turn a cube into simple wooden crate. This is the finished drawing exercise for today. Start with a cube or a box shape, then divide the front face into wooden planks. Add plank lines on the top plane as well. You can add thicker border pieces around the edges, then add diagonal support pieces across the front, like a simple wooden crane design. Once the structure is there, add small details. You can add screw marks, small lines for wood grain, add a little bit of shading. This exercise is useful because it shows how basic cube can become a real object. We start with the simple form first, then we add structure, then we add details. The cube gives us foundation, and the crate details makes it feel like an actual object. This is why cubes are so important in sketching. When you understand the basic form, it becomes much more easier to build something from it. And that is today's lesson, Cube for Beginners. Today we practice repeated cubes, transparent cube construction, cube rotation, plane division, directional line cubes, interlocking and stacked cubes, a cube with light and cast shadow, and finally a simple wooden crate. These exercises are simple, but they are very important for learning how to draw objects with structure. Cubes help us understand form, space, planes, proportions, and how objects sit on the page. So grab a pencil, try these exercises slowly, and keep practicing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next Art Basics lesson.